Charlie Daybreak, make we chop small. Delight Cocoa.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.
My name is Fernanda Samoa, Director and CEO of Second Generation IT Group. Guess what? We are currently in Ghana, and we're going to offer the best courses that will allow you to work anywhere in the world. The course that we're going to offer, we're talking about cloud computing. We're talking about introduction to computers, networking, network security, cyber security.
We have a conducive learning environment, and our programs are interactive, where the students get to ask questions and they get answers that's going to help them. And we equip them with the right knowledge.
Classes are offered Monday through Friday. It depends on which day you want to come. We have morning shift, we have afternoon schedule, we have evening schedule, and also on the weekends. To register, go to www.secondgenit.com and register.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
Hi there, my name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Happy New Month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of Tap Send. People, Tap Send is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana. If you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Send on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on Tap Send.
Tap Send. Send more, spend less.
All right, yeah, thank God it's Friday. We have more about SBTV Africa, so the voice of the community. And that time now about 6. And normally Fridays be on 5:30 to 7. Many lawyer wisdom Macau Wiseman solicitors. Omo UK, London, and the UK in Como, UK immigration or a solicitor. Now, so first time I will never a channel no so share live or YouTube, SVTV Africa, and as well live or Facebook, SVTV Africa. Many lawyer wisdom Akaho. Eba be din Como. A very important special program where we make sure so we share link, you know. Or WhatsApp, so Telegram, share ma unu ya bi so be join na fele wo bia no ana mo bia unya bia no question bia be so obisa ne bia no comment section on there to time ne do a na we respond am bia na o difficulties mo bre unya 1 or 2 fele bia obeyi ano ama me bia kire wadwin bi so o de to ha obeyi ano ama nti me ne lawyer wisdom akaho baso live normally it started 5:30 to 7 but then started 6 about 6:08 inti o share we a live section inti for adwin kire bra share o share Facebook share or share just click on under video no both say share ko page so and a group bia o so bia share mo bia beboa se na be ya obi so beti mesua bibi film we UK nkomo na e ba be di inti mbisa no maybe a other country, but maybe a UK umbiano. Opeso UK and our UK maybe a so actually wide dream be so I'll bet maybe sano. Was a live section. Into my go straight if I be DJ Yame. I go straight na me lawyer wisdom. Ka wise man solicitors running Indian come. Efo. Where's all?
Yo, how is on?
Efo.
Therefore, to have F1.
Me for Evo. Ella look tired today.
Oh, they look good.
Evo,
Good.
What brana?
Blend, yeah, but about bending. Yeah, Nancy, every day we sleep in the following day.
Yendo, team no sleep. Yenda
So,
mobile debi.
Uda 2 a.m., 3 a.m., no, sorry, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and just say you know that. But
Lawyer,
yes,
what about their wise man solicitors? And last week in Timian, but what about their not just say ye betiu, then a woman and then a course UK immigration, and then a course also neighbor shedding, indefinite leave, indefinite leave for no any
yes,
other matters. Me boy,
yes, perfect.
me send bibi, Emma see
I'm
about April 2024. I think say I be more than that. Salary threshold anyway, and yakaka so, but my name says, Bibi wa bet me about so I mean, say date, me one baba or near there.
yes,
But as the year no, obet me there to ya. And see
Wonderful.
what about there? Over to you, Latte.
Thank you, DJ Nyame. Thank you, and thank you all our watchers and viewers. Thank you. Good evening, Megidise Obiahoye. It's Friday. I think we can rest a bit. To send a DJ Kayano, we don't sleep. We're working around the clock. Sometimes we go to bed at 2 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m., and then in a couple of hours you have to be up and running again. But we thank God for everything. We thank God for everything. So thank you all too for watching, and of course I believe that we all benefiting in the exercise, in the sharing of the ideas. No, it's more of education. And to utie na wawetumi aya, why not? So untumi nyanswa. Of course, I always say that you don't have to come to me. You can always approach your lawyer, your solicitor, your attorney to assist you in your application. We are here to give the information to it's free education on the media. Thereafter, if you come to us and uh, you have the requirements, we are more than happy to assist. And of course, again, if your solicitor, your lawyer, your legal representative can assist you, 100%, you can approach them to help you. So we are here to give the information uh, to help ourselves. So and then I would make a bit of updates to send your DJ Nyame and Mama. I know can't before, but as a reminder, our science and Yama, I would go through it briefly. It's got to do with the thresholds and the changes. So the minimum salary threshold for skilled workers is going to change from the 4th of April 2024. It's going to go from 26,200 pounds to 38,700 pounds per annum. So that is from the 4th of April. Those who are coming to the UK to work as care workers, the minimum salary threshold for a skilled worker will rise from 26,200 to 38,700 pounds. 38,700 pounds. That is that. That is per year. And from the 6th of April, the requirement to renew sponsorship license will be removed. So in that case, from the 6th of April, requirement to renew your sponsorship license will be removed, which means that those who are the carers or care homes sponsors who already have the sponsorship license, it will be removed and it will be made valid for 10 years. So technically, so one year every year now, you have to go and renew your sponsorship license, but technically it is valid for 10 years. So you don't have to renew it every year. So that is good news for the care providers, the sponsors. Very good news for them. The requirement to renew sponsorship license will be removed. So from the 11th of April, the minimum income threshold for partners family would rise from the 18,600 to 29,000 pounds. So there's a timeline that we have to follow. 4th April, something is changing. 6th April, something is changing. 11th April, something is changing. So the 4th April one is the minimum threshold for skilled workers, and they have to, it's going to change from 26,200. Then the 6th April, the requirement to renew sponsorship license will be removed. It is going to be automatically extended for 10 years. And the 11th of April, the income threshold for partners and family applications for spouses is going to it's going to change from the amount of 18,600, and it will go to 29,000 pounds. And then from 29,000 pounds, it's going to go to 35,000 pounds. We don't know when. And then from there, it will go to 38,700 pounds. Also, we don't know when that is going to happen. But what we know right now is that on the 11th of April 2024, the income threshold for partners is going to change from 18,600 now across 29,000 pounds. And to say, oh
I
yeah,
am Mr. Breno look at one Brofuna ya doso.
yo, Martin, that's it.
You know, SBTV Africa.
That's it. Yeah, Martin. Yo, and see, Mamimbo Subiumwe, from the 4th of April no 2024, the salary threshold, in other words, obi eba kurom ha aba bɛyɛ adwuma as a care worker and a skilled worker to say ano ɔmo tua 26,200, but from the 4th of April no ɛbɛkɔ 38,700 pounds ɛno ne one. And from the 6th of April no care homes and as sponsors now ɔmo wɔ license every year wɔkɔ home office akɔ apply for license no almost use requirement no free hɔ nti sɛ wowɔ license automatically it will be extended for 10 years nti wonyanya wo license no 10 years no won't renew biom nti wobɛtumi de amanfoɔ aba saa for 10 years. But also bear in mind that it's going to be a requirement that from the I think the 4th of April sɛ wopɛ sɛ wode obi ɛba you have to be registered with the care quality you have to be with the QCQ, the Care Quality Commission. The employer will have to register the Care Quality Commission and sign up with me Ubiama. And our dependents no so among entity among new people now Ibano want to be with dependents but my home some interesting development to see as just before I came on sir the from on the 4th of December 2023 Prime Minister any Secretary of State announced to curb the abuse and cut the net migration. This means, along with the package we have already introduced to restrict the student dependent it's taking effect is expected to mean around 300,000 people and cannot over UK will not be able to come because of the restrictions Omudi Abbas is saying. So that is something to cut down on the number of people who can come to the UK as dependents. Now, the clarity we are seeking is students now, they are able to bring their students, their dependents. We are seeking that clarification. I have just discussed it with a colleague of mine, and based on what we are reading, it appears that those who are already in the system can continue to bring their dependents. But we need clarification. And I'm hoping by the next time we meet, next week, another week after, met me confirm it clearly says students now down wetumi di ɔmo ebusuafoɔ anaa ɔmo a ɔmo ba no na ɔmo ntumi mfa ebusuafoɔ ɛmma. So we'll give that clarification. Nyame adum a the coming weeks I will clarify that. But my home sincere is that the changes are urban with regard to the care workers and then the senior care workers is they namely preventing overseas care workers and senior care workers from bringing their dependents to the UK and requiring care providers in England who wish to sponsor migrant workers to be registered with the Care Quality Commission. These measures will ensure we continue to protect our NHS and social services social care services while addressing significant concerns that have emerged since the introduction of the visa about high levels of non-compliance and worker exploitation and abuse within the adult social care sector. So care workers and senior care workers who are already on the route will be able to extend their permission and to say, how did down? Care workers now, how did down? But to me, are extending a visa with their current employers. And now, say almost some employers in poor, to me, still no, are extending their visas up until say indefinite leave to remain in the UK. And to say when the employer be hold it down, that's the employer no only registration with the Care Quality Commission in poor because wabamudi down no wobɛtumi because waba mu deda no wobɛtumi atoa so a wayɛ extension kɔpem time a wobɛnya wo indefinite leave to remain carefoɔ no ɛyɛ 5 years nti yɛma wo 3 years a 3 years ne twam a ɛsɛ sɛ wonya another 2 years ɛka ho na ayɛ 5 years ansa na wobɛtumi ayɛ application for indefinite yɛma wo 2 years a ɛsɛ wonya 3 years ɛka ho na ayɛ a total of 5 years and son awetame adi sa application atum for indefinite. Now so omo 5 years straight no so no mudia you are fortunate and say mudia you have to some will 5 years no straight. When you try 5 years no we pay and yeah ubetame adina sa evidence no so now would your application for your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So this is very important that those who are already in the UK can still extend with the same sponsor. That is one. And settle. And to the same employer now, the Uber, no, up until maybe the 5 years or the 3 years or the 4 years or 5 years is up. And then that another one will indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Now, without the QCQ regulation requirements applying to them, the mesan sisubium, so one year aba na company na di uba ye no, se omoni CQC Care Quality Commission no enya registration po because one year aba no ubatumi atwa so sa for time ubanya will indefinite leave to remain. So which is a good one for you. They will also be able to bring dependents. And that younger year woman did down so no, but to me, at the dependents, abba. It's my main very clearly. Care workers are all did down no. The change is literally that you can continue to bring your dependents. They will also be able to bring dependents, including cases where they change jobs to another sponsor who meets the CQC regulation. And it's only who current employer are on your register with the CQC. Anna, Juma, yes, Uber to me, edit dependence aba because who had it down. Number two, so what's a Juma from who sponsor no echo another company. Now, some companies we are registered with the CQC again because you are already in the system. Over to me, Eddie with dependence. Abba. That is the explanation and the understanding we have from the HC. That's the House of Commons changes now. Abano. So that is what it is. Dawa, you are able to bring your sponsor, your dependents. If you are with a sponsor that does not have the CQC registration. But if you change job to another company, then that company must have the CQC license. The company must be licensed or registered with the CQC before you will be able to then bring your dependents to join you here in the UK. That is for those who are already in the UK, not those who are coming after the change in that is 11th of March 2024. That is 11th of March 2024. 11th of March, Giano, only the carers and the senior care workers can come, but they cannot bring their dependents. Only the carers can come, they cannot bring their dependents. But they must also be brought by a company that is licensed with the CQC. If the company is not registered with the CQC, they cannot bring you. They can't bring you. So, so application be out upesa uye set one ya sponsor certificate of sponsorship. Now upesa uye application. This is the right time for you to submit that application. Mejidi said because of the changes now urbanity, all your decisions no very quickly. Yeah, Baku this week, 2 days we got a decision. We had another one, so 3 days we got a decision. I believe because the time is approaching, they want to clear the backlogs and make decisions very quickly. And see, so why yeah, as a dependent, they are refusing you can still apply again with the right documentations, and you should have the decision as soon as you should get it. Normally these days, like I've said, 3 days, yeah, another one, so 2 days. Only decision about, and they've all been successful. The good thing about care for and our dependence for firstly, the home office fee is not too high. It's not too high. Example, whereas Obi Eba with Nigeri and Ani Kunu about £5,000 no. Whereas care for no dependents pay I think around 300 and something, $376 or so. Into the pounds more is probably about 300 or around 200 and something pounds. Whereas when a person is coming as a partner or as a spouse, they have to pay the home office fee of about £1,920, and then they pay the IHS, which is now about £3,500. And to Woody, care for the almost sick and which is way below almost banner as spouses there. Say you refuse instead of going for admin review, I would advise so over to me, yeah, fresh application. So all the documents now here now, yeah, fresh application, and then share na the decision na amount and time rather than say a friend is saying admin review which can take many months. If you the banso is not successful, then you've wasted time. And to someone refuse you, please what you do is quickly put all the necessary documents together. In fact, the refusal decision will tell you what is missing. And to say what is missing no with the can now you have a fresh application you should get a good outcome. I'll give you an example of what we went through the other day. There was this person, we applied for her to come and join the spouse. The application was refused only because almost young police report no and our police check no from Ghana and Kenya, which was not true because we had evidence that it was uploaded and there was clear evidence, but they didn't see it. So instead of going for judicial review or PAP or anything of the sort, we just made another application and added all the documents, and we stated our letter to say, so I only paid a application Emma 2 weeks ago. More refuse here because more see a police report now can not a yampa because the evidence not just say the can the evidence no so edit can application new one and the call here a listed documents maybe there are 2 days 2 days and amudi amano. So say refuse you as a dependent instead of spending money or wasting time to go for another to go for self project PAP or judicial review or admin review, just submit a fresh application. Now it's a quick decision. So these are some of the quick updates yɛde ɛma atiefoɔ ɛwɛ ho. In fact, we've said it over and over, but this is of course is of importance. So yɛbɛbɔ so ama ɔmo a ɔmo nteɛ no ɔmo atumi ho. Key thing sɛ wopɛ sɛ wode wo yere anaa wo kunu ɛba UK ha this is the time to do it. You have between now up to the 4th of, up to the 11th of April. And no, as from 18,600 pounds, for 29,000 pounds. Now, sir, unim say want to me and yasta 29,000 pounds now. And yet, Bomoding never application to ansana the 11th of April. In fact, we are on the 10th of April, what BT deadline. No? We are on any time from now up until the 10th of April, 10th of April, 12 midnight or 11 in the night. Which me yes sample. And I'll click it, okay, no, and sign at the 12 midnight. I need to say, what famous song you be required to register the 18,600. But we're trying not set 11th of April, no, you hit to say 12 midnight per, and you're not 29,000 pounds, no, ever kick in. Obi Ebi Sami last time said, Ejuma me ye no, ye me 20,000. Means to me a cab driver in addition to Ejuma me ye. Met me di me self-employment as a cab driver. Edi aka me PAYE, the salary one. Yes, it is possible to combine some categories of salaries or income. And so we are self-employed. Over to me, the evidence of was it will pay now we general the account the self-employment home who combine the now you hit the threshold of 18,600 or the 29,000 pounds and above over to me I application Eddie will use and Eddie Abba. So that is what it is. May you say you move a self-employed persons na yɛtumi ameti the threshold no na ɛnyɛ wo turnover ɛna yɛhwehwɛ ɛnyɛ sika a wogye in the year ɛna yɛhwehwɛ we're looking for your profit wonya no ɛno na yɛhwɛ nti if you're a self-employed person we are referring to your profits not your turnover or not how much money you've made in the year we are looking for your profit and so we are 100,000 pounds a year mpo now we profit less than 29,000 I want to make we rate and now emma and the profit has to be 29,000 pounds and above and as well as what your tax on that amount that is the profit before tax you have to make sure you do that before you meet the threshold and yeah that is a bit of update for us before we go to the main topic for today.
Lawyer, the obo boy so nyina no yɛ program wɔ so pɛn but sika a nkurɔfo yi kan na me hu ne sɛ ɔmo mpɛ sɛ obiara bɛba o because me show no so no ɔmo a me ne ɔmo adi nkɔmmɔ a mebisa ɔmo sɛ how long na ebe take you ɔmo to save 20,000 pounds no ebi mu ka 2 years 3 years ne adeɛ ebi kura se 4 years.
Yeah, it can even be longer than that though.
Maybe someone say how long they may take you to save 20,000 pounds no ABC 2 years ABC 3 years ABC 4 years na say mo kasa de we na mo de sika yi kosa de we se nipa nya sa sika we ansa na we invite obi aba na de obi aba ene sa mo kira anya say ye de obi ba o ana ene da ben
DJ enya say savings ni account enya sika wo saving ni account
enya service impo na o de o kan na year ni nyina ebi asika minya
unya a year and ebia adwuma wo ye no unya 29,000 pounds now so wo account no mo no hwe ni mo would that negative ebia your brother saying wo overdraft cry would that negative and from the most exactly and to say pay slip no actually so unya 29,000 pounds a year P60 no so actually so unya 29,000 pounds a year asa sika o account mo sika ni account mo and the emfa obi ho the most important thing is that you meet the threshold of the 29,000 pounds a year savings need and can now assuming say mamenya a calculation be ma assuming say obi e wo krom ha sika onya no let's say Okay, person this savings enkwana edibeye application ama ire anamikuno onye ejuma. Yenhwe obi a onye ejuma kra. So wonye ejuma we application na yema 2.5 years which is 2.5. 2.5 years na yedibe ma no 2.5. Then we multiply that 2.5 no by 29,000 pounds. And see, the year calculation now we have 2.5 times 29,000 pounds. That is 72,500 pounds. Now, with the 16,000 pounds automatic savings at the account, so plus 16,000 pounds. Now, I have 88,500 pounds. SSS has to pay at our account for 6 months. And so, what to me, won't come for Eddie, but where you will be a on ye Juma cry, or person, or depending on the savings spare. A savings spare, and you need 2.5 times 29,000, which is 72,500 plus 16,000, and that is 88,500. EBITDA account move for 6 months. And then move for 6 months, and no dear, we ejmo, we pay slip, so pay slip in new and found over to the application. Amawiri, and now na waba. And then another example, assuming nipa no onya, let's say 20,000. Now I am short by how much? 9,000 pounds. And it is a 20,000, you are short by 9,000 pounds. So you multiply that 9,000 pounds by 2.5. So a 9,000 times 2.5. That is 22,500. Am I right? 9,000 times 2.5. Yes, that is 22,500 plus automatic saving of 16,000 pounds. As for 16,000 pounds, maybe. So when you're falling below the threshold, you must have an automatic savings of 16,000 pounds. So plus 16,000 pounds, and that is 38,500 pounds. And sana over to me and now we'll idea. But that is Obia OG 20,000 no. As a sub savings of 38,500. EBITDA account to move for 6 months and sana over to me application. But a honor yebeba DJ who question is a nipa saying and I bet me I say 20,000 po. It can take you, DJ, if I'm not mistaken, it can take you 5 years or more to have even 10,000 pounds in your account. And yet, better because we just can with the actual rent, with the actual utilities, stationery, and then every the utilities, toiletries, and everything. That's the kind of not asa. So you will just be working for the system, working for the system. You have nothing to show for it. So, and yet easy. And running is there. They just want to restrict and limit the number of people. I'm better me. I do amukunone, amoyunumu, I aba. So,
Wow.
you are right. You are spot on.
And one thing so as I woman is say, who was asking we mpo qualify mpo nipa na wo wakofa na aba no so no. So Ghana I saw no so prove nyama bebre me boa.
Yes, as a sort of prove say one relationship we have RIFEA relationship, commodity, WhatsApp messages, telephone calls, everything. Visit.
And nobody say wa bobo so me kan sika asem.
There
And
they,
this is so unprove unprove statement yeah.
David. Near our Ghana no dear. Owo siko, oni siko, oye jumo, onye jumo, any de emfa ho. Nipa na o UK ha na odi no eba no. Ono ne sika fam ena ye ehwe. Na ne owo Ghana dear, oye jumo, onye jumo, ono de unprove hwe at all. So that is at least the good part of this situation.
Okay. Yo, lawyer, nti si no, umuvu akọ then so, o main topic na.
Yes, the person share now indefinite leave applications. Now UK hano so wa ha. Yemu bebre ye starti efi 2.5 years, 2.5 years, and unlimited leave, and sana you could do the indefinite, and from indefinite you go to citizenship. I think the ultimate goal, nipa bebree nye obiara na ɛpɛ British citizenship, but the ultimate goal for majority of people is ɔmbɛnya the British citizenship. Ebi ɛpɛ sɛ ɔmokɔkɔyɛ politics in their country, and they might not be able to apply for, or they may not want to. So ɔmbɛyɛ British passport. Now, sɛ woyɛ obi a wonkɔnkɔyɛ politics positions bi wɔ hɔ a wontumi ɛnyɛ no nti, they don't really care if they have the British passport or not, and that is the ultimate goal. But before we do British citizenship, no, sɛ nyɛ sɛ yɛawo ato kurom ha a wɔanya wo citizenship automatically because of wo papa anaa wo maame a, ɛneɛ steps wɔ hɔ a ɛsɛ sɛ wofa so step by step by step ansa na woatumi adu indefinite stay and ultimately do British citizenship stage. Now, there are various ways. Kwan bebree wɔ hɔ a, anaa kwan sort wɔ hɔ a wɔatumi afa so ansa na woanya wo indefinite. Ebinom yɛ a na refuse wɔn indefinite leave applications because wɔn amfa kwan pa so anaa wɔn anyɛ application at the right time as sɛ wɔyɛ. And let's say mehyia obi a wɔmfi yɛ kurom but ofi kuro foforɔ so a ɔbɛdu kurom ha no, na menim nea ɔtoo ne fo straight away na ɔkɔyɛ application for a British citizenship as a passport as a British citizen. Clearly, Home Office wɔn checks. I'm check your system nemo, check the birth certificates, if there's any record set, you will know from her, ni papa British and na, ni mami British and na, I'm check your baby, there is no indication say or you're British citizen and you want money. Now, you can't just conjecture, and I won't mean fast oh, because yasha, and because sanche, one share not some share and not got a new such na they'll rather know where you are. Over whom baby I would say now they'll start coming after you. And see, how do you get your indefinite leave without putting yourself in trouble? Putting yourself in trouble. One, set we are obi yamao discretionary leave to remain before 2009. I mean it's kind of your yamao discretionary leave to remain. If you are based on wuyare or uba and now ukunusu. Now you have discretionary leave to remain 3 years. Now 1 year, sir, 3 years, 2 times. That makes it a total of 6 years. So with discretionary leave to remain application, 6 years. The amount of the first 3 years, work of another 3 years, total of 6 years. We have 6 years, not one application for indefinite leave to remain. That is discretionary leave to remain. 3 years, 3 years, 6 years in total, apply for your indefinite leave to remain. And the share card no so anako which nako share letter na home office edimawo so next year say omo discretionary leave to remain ana so almost discretionary leave to remain. Now it was before 2009. Now you keep renewing it, then you must know that you are way, way, way overdue for the indefinite leave, and you should have gone for indefinite leave by now because yeah, the first one in 2009, 3 years, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another 3 years, 13, 14, 15. Then you have gone past the indefinite leave to remain period. And if you keep renewing it, you are just wasting more time and wasting money. So that is it. Go back to your first application, check if it is discretionary leave to remain and it was issued before 2009. Then under the asylum discretionary the discretion of asylum, then please go for your indefinite leave to remain. Musa, Munshro English language test. You don't write the English language test level A, B1, and you don't do the life in the UK test. Discretionary leave to remain. So they don't write the English language test. They don't write the life in the UK test to go for their indefinite. But so we do British citizenship, a honor and a overthrow the life in the UK test and also overthrow the English language test level B1. So that is number one. Number two, sɛ woba kurom ha as a spouse woware ɛna wobaeɛ wo kunu na ɛde wobaeɛ anaa wo yere ɛna ɛde wobaeɛ woba no yɛma 3 years sorry woba no yɛma 3 months not 3 years 3 months ɛwɔ wo passport no mu yɛde stamp visa na ɛsɛ mu ama wo 3 months 3 months no wabɛdu ha wabɛdu ha no ɛna wakɔ akɔgye wo card ɛwɔ post office. Once pay, you start calculating your 5 years from the day Wabasi Ewa Gatwick Airport or Heathrow Airport. 5 years in the UK until Ubaya first 2.5 years. Ulwe and Noah, you go for another 2.5 years. Now I get 5 years. 5 years now, then you go for your indefinite leave to remain. 5 years in the UK, you go for your indefinite leave to remain. In addition to that, as I said, we have English language test level B1. B1, not wasan aye, life in the UK test. Knowledge of language and life in the UK test. KNOLL. You say we are testing. But say our degree our first degree na what they are called ECTIS. ECCTIS. I'll make sure with certificates now. They look at your certificate and also look at your transcript, and also they will look at your proficiency in English letter from the university. Into your transcript, your certificate, and the letter of proficiency in English. Then they would assess it normal or letter they are to say. So degree would be legitimate it is of the same level of a degree or UK. And until one and Ultra English language test level B1. And say, we are the sir, and one I would be application at the back room, and one I would be extension, and one soon I would be your indefinite, and one I would be British citizenship application. So, who of degree, not the conversion or the comparability test with actors, the same letter you use for your extension, the same letter you use for your settlement, the same letter you use for your British citizenship. But so only degree, first degree then you need to write the English language test level B1. B1. In addition to that, you do the life in the UK test, and then you'll be able to, of course, get your stay in the UK. So that is that. Yenga yaba, spouses, a spouse of a settled person, a spouse of a British citizen, a spouse of a EU national, and you came under the UK law, not under the EU law, 5 years in the UK, you get your indefinite leave to remain. So, a spouse of a British citizen, with indefinitely, and now you can go for your British citizenship tomorrow. But if you're a spouse of a settled person, with indefinite, and now, as I said, we're trying 1 year and sana, which you go for your British citizenship. So that is that. Now, let me bring in these distinguishing factors. Sa ubano, ubaye se we are warene. Now, so ubadu hano, bibinti awarene gu relationship no. I say, na dear, uwoba, and to what shift if you wukuno so, ediako ubano so. It depends. So, what shift it? Echo 5-year route niswa. As I said, we have 5 years from the beginning. Nia waya di down anchor sop near Uba Bayanusu, and to all start shouting 5 years from the beginning. But so one year English test no and one meet the financial threshold now. Omo do over to 10-year route so. So omo do to 5 years no so go for your indefinite after 5 years. So omo do to 10 years no so don't apply for indefinite after 5 years because it will be refused. Since you've been placed on the 10-year route no so, make sure senia omo do to so no eno na wobɛwie ansa na woatumi akɔ for your indefinite leave to remain. Woanyɛ ne saa they refuse your application. Ɔmbɛgye sika no normal refuse application no. Ɔmbɛgye 2,800 and something, 2,880 pounds or so, and then they refuse your application. They will not give you your money back, and they will ask you to pay another 2,587 pounds and 50p on top as IHS money before they give you another 2.5 years. And then I'm putting this topic out there because Home Office AG Amampo Sika, the very AG, because not only them said they were not qualified for indefinite, yet, so the Home Office ends up refusing their application. Spouse, I just mentioned that if you are in the UK as a parent, dear, Uber as a student, ɛna waba woba a waswitchi ɛkɔ woba no so a na wo visa ne nwui ansa na wo switchi a what you do is you apply to go on the 5-year route nti woyɛ 2.5 years and another 2.5 years na wanya wo indefinite leave after that in your subsequent application. And students, if you switch to the parent route, it's 2.5, 2.5, indefinite. If time now we are you had a valid visa. So visa nenye wupe you over to 10-year route no so not the 5 years. So this is what you have to use. Near exercise audition and so near so visa ne wa over that 10 years so. Visa ne enwu ya over 5 years so. So we meet requirements now. I don't think modern necessary one meet requirements and sign away application. So only qualified for indefinite. Now ukoya. Ombaji indefinite sekano. No one sa casual set. Sambe chia IHS ekaho. And the idea and kabako so 3,635 pounds and 50p no. Now abeko almost 6,000 pounds because we are wrong application into. And the omufancha usikano, they will not refund it to you. They will take your money, and that will be it. Domestic abuse. So obi a victim of domestic abuse. Once now 5 years sue as a spouse. Now, because of the domestic abuse, such persons say evidence, GP evidence, police report from Black Sisters, report from Respect for Men. Now, Onyasa report saying na ubetini application for your indefinite leave straight away. When we have victims of domestic abuse, victims of domestic violence, ubetini application for indefinite leave straight away if you have been a victim of domestic abuse. And yes, one no, and that would be kase the area booming, and I'm me, David. That is not what we're talking about. And yes, physically, ordinance account, and you're trying to domestic abuse alone. Domestic abuse can entail a lot of things. Mental abuse, it can be psychological, it can be emotional, financial, sexual, physical, and anything controlling behavior. All this can constitute domestic abuse. So, evidence not say you've been a victim of domestic abuse and the relationship broke down because of the abuser. Evidence now, so the application for your indefinite leave to remain. But in such cases, you do an application for 3 months first, so that you are not, of course, what made the benefit within that 3 months before you make the main substantive application for your indefinite leave to remain. So, victims of domestic abuse are also able to apply for indefinite leave straight away, depending on the evidence that you have. If you don't have enough evidence, you have no case to go on. And until BBS 38 here, start building your evidence. build your evidence. Men trying Emma our name good and Pamu Fifi and son I won't start to say building evidence. No. It will show that the relationship broke down before you started building your evidence. Start building your evidence before the relationship actually falls apart. That means it is the domestic abuse that led to the relationship, no, sir. I break it down. So take note of that. Bereaved partner. Ebi awaba krom ha na sir. Menka sama sama. Unfortunately or sadly, wukunu ana wuyiri efemu a. Ebi awobadu 1 year nie. Yesi ense wo ye 2.5 years. After 2.5 years, no, it's so another 2.5 years. I have 5 years. And son of indefinite. Uber do ye and do 1 year po. Sadly, ukuno and now we if you want. In that case, a possible sir, you can go for your indefinite leave to remain straight away. That is a very unfortunate side of it, but you have to go for. I mean, the unfortunate side is you've lost your partner, but legally in the law, over to application for your indefinite leave to remain based on the fact that one, you are only or a British citizen and now or indefinite leave to remain, and now a EU national are or kuma our two, now we need no ethic as couple, genuine and subsisting relationship. And then, as I just said, you were actually in a subsisting relationship before the person passed away. So one, you were still married. Two, the relationship was subsisting. Three, the person passed away. And to the evidence I just said, yes, the marriage was still going on. You were living together. The relationship was subsisting. Everything was going on smoothly. And then the other party passed away. And now wait, that's now they are here. Did you say no? It is very important. Very, very important, sir. Would ding ever walk the death certificate no so as a spouse. Sɛ wosi wo kunu afi mu a, na death certificate a wodi aba no, obi foforɔ den ɛna ɛwɔ so as a spouse a, ɛno no it disqualifies you straight away. Sɛ wosi papa no anaa maame no yɛ wo yere anaa wo kunu a, ɛbaa ne sɛn na obi foforɔ den ɛna ɛwɔ death certificate no so as the partner. Or maybe sometimes the informant. The informant can be anybody, maybe the person who was closest to the person at the time they passed. But the point is, you need to show marriage, substitute relationship, and your partner passed away. If you can show this with the necessary supporting documents, Uber to me, I application for indefinite. Uber do come and now 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, 1 year, and from you can go straight for your indefinite leave to remain. Now, in case of but what I'm saying is that is what the law says. If you can prove that you are a family member at the time of the death, then of course you are able to again apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So again, sɛ wowɔ kurom ha, wo ni asetena, obisa na ewu, wahyia wo dɔfo bi, wo dɔfo no ɛwɔ ba, na sɛ woware a, na abofra no abɛyɛ waba noma, na based on abanoma no, wanya wasetena. Wanya wasetena 2.5 years on the 10-year route no so, saa nipa yi, 2.5 years, another 2.5 years, plus 2.5 years, and another 2.5 years, a total of 10 years. Which are 10 years nipe na wako for your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. That is also an option. And now, you say you know, when you couldn't buy who about relationship now break it down. What switch it, so 2.5 years, 2.5 years, indefinite. And now 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, total of 10 years. When you're indefinite, you go for your indefinite. So we're trying what the 59 weeks, so 59 months. 5 years is 60 months. 5 years is 60 months. So you have to do 59 months before you go for your indefinite leave application. So one passes English language test, no, and one passes the life in the UK test. Now, you may end up getting another 2.5 years, meanwhile no ɔmbɛgye wo sika no a ɔmbɛgye no free of charge. So DJ, these are the ways yɛbɛtumi afa so de anya yɛ indefinite leave to remain. And now we are students in mpo wɔatena kurom 10 years legally. Where you 2 years as a student, another 2 years as a student, master's program, you did your doctorate, one worry, and now in that case, a total of 10 years. 10 years lawful residence is different from 20 years long residence. Let's distinguish this. If you know what me from if you say lawyer, my teacher said na 10 years ultimate application for indefinite. If you to me say my teacher ya assistant man about 5 years. Mentee saa menhu saa what it is this. So obi etna krom ha 10 years lawfully. Lawfully means obi sa ne enwuda, obi sa ne enwuda. Ansa na ebewu no na wo de akọ na wo ma esani ama ebewu na wo de akọ na wo esani ama no. Saa nipa no wo de ne lawfully. Well, you've lived in the UK lawfully. You have not breached the law. You haven't gone in contention with the law, you haven't breached the rules. Wono 10 years. Now so will be sanya wu pe wono ye to 10-year route no 10 years, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So my good brother, this is how we can get our indefinite so that we don't end up wasting money. Set Namisi Subium. Ukoye indefinite leave application, when you are not qualified for it, they will take the indefinite leave money. No more culture say because yeah mau indefinite nanti as I said 2.5 years and the sanko to IHS fee for the 2.5 years. So you'll be paying let's say 2,885 plus 2,587.5. You'll be paying about £5,472 instead of £3,636, and you end up wasting £1,836. It will go waste. They will not refund it to you. That is a lot of money to throw away. So please check and be sure that you are fully qualified and eligible before set for any application for your indefinite leave. Unsure English language, unsure life in the UK, now won't pass here. And yet, make us say, bombarding nature and son out there. One try, they will refuse the application, they will take your money for nothing. And DJ, I will stop here. Believe said we have some questions. I'm more than happy to respond to it. Thank you very much.
Lawyer Wisdom Akao Wiseman Solicitors. Questions in the DM say a dozen and then he go over you.
Let me see what we can do.
Questions in the comment section. Oh, be up so be sana. Wait there. Anya dia utia bibia o. Wait there say bisano. Dia how be ano say bisano be yano. Enti lawyer, ma me comment section The omde atutu to na kenkan na yi ano momo. Okay, over to you and start away.
Hi, Nana Kofi. I came here last year, October, with my wife, but she still hasn't gotten a job. She still haven't gotten a job, but she came here as a care worker. But I am working since we got here. Can I travel outside the UK and come back without any immigration problems? Yes, hello, Bra Kofi. Uber to me up to Quine, but the problem is that Uber do sign by now do Heathrow and not Gatwick and not Birmingham and not any of these airports, not immigration officer no over check you in and now over process you in no or start to bizarre questions about Uyuri Ejuma a honor sometimes concern a work. Sir nipa n'adwene mu ɛnyɛ ne clear na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔbisa anaa ɔpɛ sɛ ɔfrɛ wo yere no anaa company a ɔne ɔmo yɛ adwuma na sɛ ɔmo ka sɛ adwuma nni hɔ anaa wɔnyɛ adwuma wɔ hɔ a ɛno no bɛtumi acreate problem de ama wo. Nti ɛkwan to no deɛ wobɛtumi ato kwan. But sɛ woba no a, ɛhɔ no na yɛ ana it is not guaranteed what the outcome would be. So you have to be a bit cautious before you make that move. I'm not saying don't travel, but just weigh all the risks before say over to Paya. Nah, what to Paya. Hello, prophets. A day. I applied for ancestry visa and they told me to withdraw because I don't have enough evidence and I want to ask, would they refund the fee? Well, normally it depends on the situation. Now, if you go for your fingerprint, sir, uya u fingerprint, they would not normally refund the application fee. Sir, utia the IHS, that is if it is applicable in this case. Now, utia, I don't know, they will refund it for you because as I said, uwo kumha, and son with me using the NHS. So one ma, and of course, they cannot ask you to pay for a service that you will not be using. So, yes, the question is, did you go through the process onto the stage where wakobo unsano ana? So wabo unsano, then it is not likely set they will give it to you. But if they are asking you to withdraw, not you yourself withdrawing, then of course you can also apply for a refund because you wanted to proceed with the application. They are saying you should withdraw, and upon their advice, I don't think I will withdraw, and therefore you can ask them to refund your money to you. It depends. They might consider your argument and then refund it to you. Or they might say, once they cannot refund. It's worth trying. I would say, if you withdraw, go ahead with asking for the refund. Thank you. I want to know when I can apply for indefinite leave to remain. I came to the UK in February 2020 and got my document pre-settled in 2022. Should I apply for indefinite leave to remain in 2025 or 2027? Now, if you came to the UK as a family member of an EU national and you arrived in the UK in February 2020, that is the day that your 5 years starts counting from. Maame Nkebiom, sɛ woware anaa woyɛ family member ɛna woduu kurom ha in February 2020 a, da a wo nan esii kurom ha no, saa da no na wo 5 years no ɛhyɛ aseɛ. And in your case, February 2025, na watwa 5 years, na wakɔ for your indefinite leave to remain. Wo no, ɛnyɛ 2027. Even though, sir, Home Office ɛma automatic extension of 2 years now, ɛnkyerɛ sɛ wo wobɛtwɛn to 2027. Wotwa 5 years a, you can go ahead with your application for indefinite leave to remain. Can a student dependent switch their visa before their spouse completes the school? This is an area we are all contending with. This is a section we are contending with. Yayebi, we are still waiting for the outcome. I have also read that the student should complete the course before the dependent can switch. It's a very gray area. I'll be very frank with you. And no, now dependent is switch. Students in that so school. Dependent is switch. We are still waiting for the decision. So yes, maybe no. Can a student depend on switch? I would argue that as long as the student is in school, the dependent should be able to switch because technically they are an individual, even though they are dependent on the student anyway. Whatever affects the student to affect the dependent. So I will check again. I'm sure before the end of the program, I'll be able to give you a specific response to whether the dependent can switch. Thank you. DJ, can a visitor in the UK open a business and use self-sponsorship to relocate to the UK? Now, Sawuba, as a visitor, you are coming to, of course, visit and go back, not to do business. So also Uber as a visitor, you are coming to visit and then go back. There are options for start up businesses. There are options. You may be able to start up with a business in the UK, but not whilst you are here as a visitor. You may have to go back, do all the necessary liaison, etc., etc., establish the business, use self sponsorship to come. I have recently read about the self sponsorship thing, and of course, it is a possibility, but you can't do that whilst you are here as a visitor. You have to do it from outside and not when you are here on a visit visa. Okay, the next question is, can a person on a tier 5 charity visa change to work visa after the voluntary work? Yes, I have just done one for a lady who came here on a sponsorship, on a charity visa. Yes, we did one for this person who came on a charity visa. She just came for her stay on Friday. No, was it not Friday? Was it Saturday? She came to collect her visa on the Saturday when I was in the office. So yes, or the charity visa and a buyer and I switch here after the voluntary period. As long as the visa near valid now, I bet me I switch it. So when you sponsorship, yes, I bet me I switch it. Can a skilled worker add to the dependent list because two of my kids were not on the list when I relocated? Can, of course, your kids are your kids, your children are your children. The fact that one for one application no at the time now, woba no ɛnkyerɛ sɛ wontumi ɛmfa wɔn ɛnka ho. Ɛnti bibi sei no, nea mɛka ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a yɛ DNA. Sɛ wopɛ yɛ DNA a ɛbɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔyɛ wo mma ɛna wo na na wohwɛ wɔn at the time a woba no ɛna woda so ɛhwɛ wɔn. The fact sɛ woamfa wɔn anka ho at the time na nkyerɛ sɛ wɔn ɛnyɛ wo mma. Wobɛtumi a ana wopɛ a DNA no ɛnyɛ compulsory but sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo case no yɛ stronger wobɛtumi ɛde wɔn ɛde aka ho. I need help here. My sponsor has not given me job since December. They have been giving excuses because I sense they don't have work. What can I do? It's a problem. South West India is a problem. I get it almost every day. A lot of sponsors any Juma and that many sponsor be ekasai. Many sponsor nankasa kasai. Catch them say Omwampo, they are struggling because staff are all one and yes staff clients are one. I'm say no more and I see mmiɛnsa akɔ hospital nti hospital hɔ no nso yɛhwɛ wɔn ɛna baako nso ne mmaa bɛfa no akɔ baabi o so nti staff na wɔn wɔ no wɔnyɛ adwuma ɛma wɔn. It's a problem. So wobɛtumi anya another sponsor switch if you can. If you can get another sponsor that has work, please switch. Or so wobɛtumi switch into any other category in terms of maybe parents, spouse, or any other category, switch. And yes, sir, will be and you will not have any options to be in the UK. I would like to know what happens after my son is born if I am asylum seekers, but my son's father is from another country in Europe, but he can work and do everything in the UK. Now, sir, Uba, who we are asylum seeker, na sir Uba papa no from Europe, or Krumha, na our indefinite leave to remain, or European national, not okra indefinite leave to remain. So who and now, Uba no, a British citizen automatically under Section 11 of the British Nationality Act of 1981. Ubana a British automatically. Sɛ wo ɛnɛ Ubana. Sɛ Ubana papa ɛyɛ obi a okura free settled status. In other words, only indefinite, but okura 5 years under the EU rules now. Ɛnneɛ ɔbɛtumi agye 5 years no nso ama ne ba no nso. Ɔgye 5 years ne ma ne ba no a, na papa no ɛbɛnya indefinite a, na ma register abofra no as a British citizen. You register the child as a British citizen. Na wo nso a wonni asetena no, wobɛtumi agyina wo ba no so na wodi anya w'asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. So, maame nsi so biom, abofra no papa ɛwɔ pre-settled status 5 years a, ɔbɛtumi agyi 5 years ama ne ba no nso. Ɔwɔ indefinite a, as an EU national a, ansa no yɛwo abofra no a, abofra no yɛ British automatically. But yɛwo abofra no ansa na ne papa ɛnya ne settlement a, ɛnneɛ mobɛ register abofra no under Section 13 of the British Nationality Act of 1981. Na wo nso wotumi de ɛno mpo ɛde ayɛ wɔ application wobɛnya w'asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. Thank you very much. What happens if you break down in marriage in 5 months? Can I still get 2.5 years extension, or would I get sent back? Very interesting. And let's say I dealt with a situation like this. Gentleman, mami kofani paye. Very, very, very quiet gentleman. Mami ne kofani paye. Mami ne nye yokromini. Oh yeah, obi beka ahwediem ne ni bi. Oba ye ni wow. Anti papa no hu se David wan to ne ho fu a obewu. Nti ono a e parking ne niama na ofi efie ho. It's unfortunate. This relationship breakdowns, it's just sad. Sad. Now, papa ni fi efie no, na maame no, ɛne ne maame, ɛne omubusuafo, ɔmo twerɛyɛ, ɛkɔma efikesimfo sɛ relationship no is broken down. And afikesie mu twerɛ no sɛ ɔmo ɛmfa ɔmo ma no 60 days sɛ ɔmfi kurom ha na ɔnkɔ ne kurom anaa ɔmpɛ kwan foforɔ bi a ɔbɛtumi de regularize n'asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. And he has up until the 2nd week of March sɛ ɔbɛ regularize n'asetena anaa ɔbɛfi kurom ha. Sɛ wanyɛ ne saa a, ne visa no technically has been cancelled. Wabɛyɛ an overstayer, and then he cannot be in the UK. So over home is said, what can we do? And I advise him as to what to do, at least to maintain him in the system until the situations change in his favor. Even if not with the same woman, with some other person or some other circumstances will be in his favor. And the relationship need break it down within 5 months. Now, ukunu no ana wo yire no wanka hwe ankyerɛ home office a ɛnea wonam ho saa obi anim nea ɛsi but sɛ ɔmo nya kyerɛ efikese mu pɛ sɛ relationship na break it down a efikese bɛ kyerɛ ama over 60 days sɛ bɔ mmɔden na hwehwɛ kwan foforɔ bi na yɛ application wɔ so ana paki oniama na fɛ kurom ha ɛkɔ. So it depends on whether ɔmo aka kyerɛ home office ana ɔmo anka kyerɛ home office no ɛhɔ and about determines if you can still continue on the first 2.5 years. The second 2.5 years need here because over here we read another documents that you cannot get a second 2.5 years. So please advise yourself on what to do. In a case where I came to the UK as a student, and after the changes gets care visa, what happens to his dependent here in the UK? You move with your dependent. If you came as a student, you finish the course, you become a carer, you got a COS, let your sponsor, your dependent apply with you. You are all shifting to the care route after you finish your course and you have passed. You can all move together. Don't leave your dependent to drop out of the system or become an overstayer. Move together with your dependent to the care route. If you're a skilled worker that has stayed for over 3 years in the UK, can you get to pay home rate to study here? Skilled workers, no, you are not settled. Usually, set ukoye course now. One person will say you are settled, another one indefinite, and you've been in the UK for 3 years and one day before the start of the course. Even if you've been in the UK for 3 years, remember you are not settled. And until you'll still be regarded as a foreign student and not as a home student. Unfortunately, Sana Emrano Excellency Ubochia a foreign student fee and your home student fee. Ubabichi. My brother had living together with an EU, but they are now separated with indefinite leave with him. Can he lose his indefinite? No. Indefinite no wanyanya wanyanya. Obi ntime enje ne fi ne nsam. Gye sɛ ɔno ara ɛkɔyɛ biribi a yɛama no imprisonment sentence a ɛhɔ no na ɔbɛlose ne indefinite no. But ɛnte saa a ɔware relationship EU national wanya ne indefinite. The relationship ne break it down a relationship indefinite no ɛnyɛ ade a ɔbɛlose. He will still keep the indefinite forever until maybe he gets to British citizenship and then he progresses from there. What happens if you separate from your partner after a few years of marriage and you have kids too? 10-year route and 5-year route completed. Well, sir, if you have a partner, now you have kids, now relationship breaks down now, and now you are separated. So what you 5 years no answer a relationship may break it down now. Then of course you'll be eligible for your indefinite leave if you have your partner's documentations to support your application. That is, which are 5 years no answer a relationship breakdown, of course. But in this case, I see a few years of marriage, few years means munyancha, 5 years no, and you have children. Now, so who are valid visa at the time of the separation, my advice is say, yeah, another application on the 5-year route in the soup and switch to your children or your child. You can switch to your child based on the 5-year route. If you meet the English language relationship, English language financial, and of course accommodation, relationship, immigration, financial, English language, accommodation. So if you can make these 5 things, you can switch to the 5-year route. But if you are we and second English language you want to mean and yeah, because of relationship with urbanity, it over to 10-year route you will still be able to stay in the UK without any problems. Me and my partner don't live together because of family. I live in another place, but our marriage still is going on. So what is there to prove to extend now? So this shorthands I find it very difficult to read and understand. So would you please be kind to me to write the questions in completely, please? Thank you. So me and my partner, can I go back to that one, please? The one before. So me and my partner don't live together because of family, okay? I live in another place, but our marriage is still going on. So what is other proof to extent now? Okay, I think what Nepali Bisani said, on any partner no on team but relationship no is still going on. At the end now, or the set relationship no still valid or the any extension. If my reading is right. So relationship no still subsisting. Yes, over to me application to extend. But my question is that some of me and you know London ha identity na monty together. And no case worker will read meaning into it. Because a genuine relationship. Mo na mo London but more proba kusua any as a set not together. Nanso sɛ dear papa no ɔwɔ Manchester adwuma nti maame no nso ɛwɔ London adwuma nti nanso weekends maame no kɔ papa no hɔ anaa papa no bɛ maame no hɔ evidence ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ ampa adwuma nti ɛna mote different places no in that case the relationship is still valid genuine and subsistent and until you are able to carry on with the application with evidence such as papa no pay slips also pay slips bank statement and stuff with media but some different places empower Baby wɔ hɔ a mobɛfrɛ no your matrimonial home. Papa ne hɔ no ne mo matrimonial home anaa maame ne hɔ no ne matrimonial home. Baby a ɛyɛ matrimonial home no, ɛhɔ na ɛsɛ sɛ mo documents no ɛfa anaa majority of your documents no ɛbɛfa na wɔnam ɛno so na wɔde ayɛ application. But baby a obiara deɛ fa ne hɔ a it's going to be difficult for you to prove to a case worker say you have a matrimonial home or you are able to actually show that there is a subsistent relationship. It becomes more difficult. And to some of it to me, try and have one place as your matrimonial home. Now I'm saying bank statements, over to me change the address no online. And yeah, they will possibly be about you, but proof account no so say this is your address because you can edit your address. Not papa ne fie, ukunu fie, and not uyiri fie. That becomes easy. So time this one, you just print from as far back as possible. Now they are supporting for application. Now, what is the process for indefinite leave to remain if you are on a 5-year care? If you're a 5-year care worker, well, the requirements is that we a 5-year care worker. As I said, we with your sponsor or sponsors for 5 years. And if you're only sponsor, be started where you're 2 years, and you move to another sponsor where you're 3 years. Total of 5 years in the same category, you are able to go for your indefinite leave to remain. How do you prove? Pay slips, bank statement, letter from the employer or employers to show say you have worked with them for this period. Tenancy agreement if you have one, or if you're living with somebody, I'm sure they can provide evidence to say that of course you've lived with them or you're living with them. That is evidence enough to show say you meet the requirements for the indefinite leave after the 5 years. Hello, Nana Aka. When both parents are not from the UK, but they have a child in the UK, at what time can can they apply for indefinite leave to remain? Uh, are you asking at what time can they apply, or at what time can the child apply? I'll look at it from both angles. So both parents are not from the UK. They all live here. They have a child. If the child is 7 years old in the UK or the child turns 7 years old, mobetumi application ama abofra indefinitely straight away because abofra no ono ye wo no ha and watena kuma for 7 years until no mobetumi agi indefinitely to remain ama sa abofra straight away. Awofo no application under Appendix FM section LTRPT and with reference to all the necessary supporting laws, Section 55 of the Border Citizenship and Immigration Act 2009, the case of MK, and all those additional case laws, RASCA and everything, not ODI application. Parents, no, your mom 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, a total of 10 years. And sana, indefinitely to remain. If one parent is settled, assuming say the father is settled, maame na a man 2.5 years, actually no better application to switch from the 2.5 year on the 10 years to 2.5 years on the 5 year road. So one parent must be settled before the other parent can switch to the 5 year route. And this and all of them will have to carry on with the 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 until they are 10 years in the UK. I'm a British. My wife is German. We married before Brexit in the UK, but we always have problem in border. We have a baby girl as well. What should I do? Oh, you are British. Your wife is a German national. So why are they worrying you? They shouldn't worry you. I think you are way, way overqualified. If you are a British citizen and she is a German national, German nationals have the right to come and go out. And British citizen, of course, this is your home. So I think the next time you get to the border and they ask you any questions, also ask them to know why they always keep bothering you or stopping you. So if they can amend their record so that you don't have to be stopped or um, questions every time. Of course, they are doing their work, but sometimes their information be our system no so. ABI nontina they keep asking. If it's happened to me before, it happened to me before. Never do Heathrow. They stopped me. They asked me to take a seat. They were going to make some checks. Until I'm call here after a while, they came back to me. The lady came back to me to say, "Oh, we are sorry, but there's some information on the system. That is why." And I said, "That is fine. Can you take it off or can you amend it?" And she said, "Yes, I'm going to make recommendation on the system that it should be removed." And since then, I've never had any problem with the border force before. So yes, you are able to ask them to take off whatever information because it's just causing you unnecessary stress every time you travel. What happens if you have a kid and the relationship is not going good? By marriage visa, by 11 months, he can send the wife back to the country or, well, sir, relationship is still not going on well. Now there is a child. If there is a child involved, now of course the child is settled. The child is a British citizen. Ɔbaa no bɛtumi ayɛ application based on abofra no. Anaa papa no nso bɛtumi ayɛ application based on abofra no. But sɛ maame no pɛ sɛ ɔde abofra no afi kurom ha na papa no will not get access to that child a, papa no ɔbɛtumi de maame no akɔ court for child arrangement order. The court can order sɛ papa no bɛhu ne ba na ɔgyina wafa ne so de anya n'asetena. Sɛ wode abofra no akɔ Ghana mpo a, papa no still no ɔbɛtumi de case no akɔ to court. The court can order you to bring this child back because wode abofra no ɛrekɔ no na ne papa anaa ne maame and consented to it. So, yes, sir, the other party doesn't want you to see your child, take it to court, and the court will be the final arbiter. The court will make a decision, and that child can be brought back if the child has been removed from the UK. What is the possibility of moving from a dependent visa to a working visa? It's possible. Dependent visa is possible, but I've already said if you are dependent and if it's a student dependent, it becomes very, very gray as to whether you can switch to the working visa. But if you are on one working visa dependent, you can also switch to become a main applicant in the same category. It is possible. It is possible. Hobby the General, a friend of mine was asked by Home Office to go home last 2 years. He vanished into thin air and later found someone whom they are now married. The lady has stepson who is British. Can he use the stepson to regularize his stay in the UK? Yes, Hobby the General, 100%. 100%. He vanished and now he has reappeared into Obetome Efani stepchild Nisu na Odianyana Sitna ewa the UK. Now sometimes this child's life has changed because of Papa Nawaba into his life. The man has become a father to this child. The child is now stable. The child is now having peace. The child has stability in their life in terms of their education, emotionally, and everything. Into Usi Papa way, every abufrei life mo enquire. It means you are trying to create another vacuum in the child's life which can jeopardize the child's well-being, upbringing, and welfare. And it's very important to have this man remain in the child's life. Yes, 100% on your application based on Nipano or Betame at Nakrumha. Or your application based on the stepchild. If I am on EU settlement scheme, I have gone to the 2 term on my 2.5. I have a son who will be 8 in May. Can I file for him to join me in the UK? Now, if you are on EU settlement scheme, you don't go on the 2.5 term. So this is a very wrong combination. EU settlement scheme, you don't go 2.5, 2.5. You go 5 years. So let me say it again. EU settlement scheme, there is no 2.5 and 2.5. It is 5 years straight. Now, as long as you are a family member of an EU national, you can bring your child if the child is under 21 years old. In your case, we see 18 years, so you don't have any problem at all. As long as you are still a family member, bring the child and the child will come and join you here in the UK. In fact, if you were even on the 2.5 years as a family member of a British citizen or a parent of a child that is a British citizen, it is still possible to bring your child to the UK even if you're on the 2.5 route. So it's still possible. But that will be under the UK law, not under the EU law. And the UK law is very, very expensive. DJ, is the agent allowed to change the worker a fee for the COS visa? Some are asking the workers to pay 9 to 13K pounds before each. I don't know if, in fact, I don't think that is right. I don't think that is right. So, Obama Obi Juma, I don't see why, sir, SSA or this level of commitment. So, and so, um, well, this is not a thing I want to really go into, but I would say, sir, it's not right. It's not right. And I'll leave it at that. What are the chances for the UK international student to apply for another or switch visa after completion of the school? Yes, if you are an international student, then you have to, if you finish the course, then you can go to the graduate route. You can go to the graduate route. So yes, and that is at that's 2 years, and within that 2 years, you can work with any company. You don't need a sponsor if you're on the graduate route. You don't need a sponsor. So once you finish your course, switch to the graduate route. You have the 2 years to work in the UK without any problems at all. What are the chances for a UK international student to apply for another or switch visa after completion of this? Yes, I think I've just responded to this. Kevin Boachi, I think I've just responded to this. Can an EU settled in the UK apply family permit visa via proxy marriage? Yes, 100%. They can apply for marriage by proxy. That is a Ghanaian customary marriage can be applied. They can get the family members to apply for that on your behalf. And so, yes, that is a possibility. You just have to instruct your family members. They will do what they have to do on your behalf. You have the pictures, you have the ceremony pictures, you have your pictures, custom marriage, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then the judicial service letters, all to show that, of course, the ceremony was properly conducted on your behalf. When are your open days and hours? We are operational from 9:30 to 6 p.m. Monday to Fridays. Mondays to Fridays, 9:30 to 6 p.m. Saturdays, yes, if you have appointments, we open on Saturdays. Almost every Saturdays, unless otherwise stated, we work. And Saturdays, we open from 12 o'clock to 5 p.m. So, yes, you can always call to book for the Saturday. If you walk in on Saturday, you might not meet anybody here. But if you need to come on Saturday, you can always call during the weekday to book for the Saturday and you will be attended to. How long does it take for a 20 years route to get a response from them since last year, April? Well, the Home Office says the decision is from between 9 months, ECOPIM 12 months. And it's a way application. I almost say it will take them 9 months to 1 year and sana on my decision. And so we in the last year April India we were up to April this year and sana over with decision. So April ne do now so unyanya decision and then over me and say you can raise a complaint and Umber responded to you with a decision. Sometimes it's not just a complaint, you can raise an update. Upeso hunia air kosu, and your complaint, but upeso hunia air kosu. Umber share, no mama who sell, ampa, edasu air yahujuma, it will take another time and sana, uweti yanka. When will Home Office start to approve COS? It's difficult to say. Mentally enchre, mentally enchre because Matisa COS no, than saying delay pa sana aba mate it's unfortunate, but that is what is going on. I don't know, sir. Kodahua, just keep pushing and keep calling and maybe emailing them until sir over to me and your decision. I have my COS in a care home till 2026. If I renew the remaining 2 years, can I still add my one? Well, based on information I hear from the HC, House of Commons changes now about it just says, "Oh, had it dawa, ubetame still na edi uyiri and now open edi aba sana echere." And this Uda so over way up to 2026, so renewal. Remember, based on information now, the amasa ubetame edi uyiri and now open abanente. Yes, of course, ubetame ay application. Ama uyiri sɛ ɔmmra mbɛka wɔ ho ɛwɔ ɛkoro unless sɛ biribi sesa but ɛnte saa ɛne yes wobɛtumi ayɛ saa application. Can what are the chances of a UK student to apply for another or switch visa after? DJ, I've answered this one already. Kelvin Boachi, I've answered this one. M said he sent it multiple times. If you have a COS after August, can your dependent also switch? So over UK already I will change it to a different sponsor. Not our sponsor no registered with the CQCR, then yes. But over UK have the down. Not sponsor not only one they are not registered as CQC. You can still bring your dependent. But if you are now coming in, after na ubemwa, and you want to make, in fact, dependents na, that is what the changes are saying. So that is what it is. Can someone apply for a partner who is separated and waiting for the divorce certificate from court in Ghana? Until you are fully divorced, you cannot apply for anybody as a partner. And it's a divorce proceedings, no so you are deemed as still married. The only time you are free to marry is when you have the divorce certificate. Until then, you are still not free to marry. So please wait. Megidi say check. Unsaka divorce certificate now. You can then go ahead the next step to get married. Please, can you explain to me what is a durable partner? Well, durable relationship, the word durable, it's this idea lasting. It is long and lasting. That is what we call a durable relationship. Durable relationship means it is long and lasting. It is not something that is short or something that is brief. It is long and continuing. If you can show that there is a genuine relationship going on, and maybe you've lived together, it doesn't have to be 2 years. Now the definition has changed. So it can be 6 months, it can be 8 months, it can be 1 year. So let me actually say there is a genuine relationship going on. That is a proof of a lasting or a durable relationship. Durable, not one off, not 2 weeks and then come to an end, but it is ebia mo wɔ ɛba mpo sɛ mo wɔ ba mpo and no cry as to the fact that there is a genuine and a durable, lasting, continuing relationship. Sana extra. George Wampong, I just joined, but my question is I heard there is a new rule about to start coming, indefinite leave to remain, and you can apply it when you stay in the UK for 3 years. And I want to know, will it apply to parents round? Well, I have heard it too, but I haven't seen it. I have heard it, but I haven't seen it. And whatever I don't see or read it, I don't put it out in the domain. I don't think the Home Office is going to change anything with regards to Omo and what's not Kromha. It yet na 20 years and San Amunya 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 10 years on top for indefinite. And then Obiet now for 3 years and go for indefinite. I don't see how that will come or change. But if anything is possible in this country, so I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really comment on this until I read or see it. So you can send me the link if there is anything like that. DJ, I think I have a program coming up in the next 10 minutes. We may have to kettle this one and then maybe continue next week. What at what point can my dependents join me in the UK if I have a care visa but came in after 4th of? Well, if your visa has been granted before the 11th of March, that is a totally different thing. If the visa, your leave has been granted before the 11th of March, it means you are under the rule before the 11th of March. Let me say it again. Those who have been granted before the 11th of March are under the rule before the 11th of March. They, as the rule says, can still continue to bring their dependents. But anybody who comes after the 11th of March, in terms of application is granted after the 11th of March, they are unable to bring their dependents. So it is the point of application, the point of grant that matters, not the point, not when your visa was issued. Let me say it's the point, the date now we application of. That is what we consider in this situation. So the provisional, the transitional arrangement will take care of people in that category. DJ, thank you. This last question. My son is a British but in Ghana. Will he pay the fees if apply for university in the UK? Well, if he comes to apply, if he comes to stay in the UK to study in the UK, they want to see is British citizen. British citizen is a British. Sometimes they may ask for your residential, your proof of residence, or whether you are habitually resident in the UK. The universities have a way of calculating. I'll look into this. You can text me or WhatsApp me. I will see if I can give you a response to this as to whether to meet the habitual residence test before they pay, whether they pay the university fee as a. Of course, they shouldn't pay as a foreign student because they're British citizens. Can I apply for student finance if I'm on the 2.5 parent visa round? Student finance, I am not sure about that. You may, but I'm not sure if you'll be granted because you are not settled and maybe you haven't been here 3 years before the start of the course legally. So that may be an issue for you. Nonetheless, please speak to the finance department of your school, of your university. They'll be more than happy to tell you whether you meet that or not. Thank you.
Okay, lawyer, your time aso.
Yeah.
Aso abro
We
so
Abu Sukra.
say na make just a questions in the doors. Me who say last one be from Emmanuel Pepra until the we start topic we what can but today you know
Okay,
no
that's fine. I'm just going on to another program to talk about will, preparing your will. Nobody wants to die, but we will all die one day. So should I prepare my will or should we not prepare our will?
So
So
so answer when you fan signing out. I mean I do my next week more. I think so far no one signing so oh the way last one to the we jala.
okay. Can a visitor with a visitor's visa marry in the UK? No, you can't marry if you are on a visit visa. If you want to marry in the UK, come with a fiancé visitor's visa or come with a married visitor's visa, not with a general visitor's visa. Let me say it again. So person worry your fiancé visitor's visa and a married visitor's visa never worry. Menye general visitors visa. General visitors visa ne kyerɛ sɛ woba aba abɛsra yɛn te sɛ nea DJ baa yɛbɛsra yɛn no ɛna wasan akɔ. Kyerɛ sɛ woba abɛsra na wasan akɔ. Wopɛ sɛ wobɛware a gye visa a ɛkyerɛ sɛ woba abɛware. DJ sɛ saa wopɛ sɛ wobɛware a bra na ɛbɛware. Wopɛ sɛ wobɛsra yɛn a te sɛ nea woba a yɛbɛsra yɛn na kɔɛ no.
Lawyer wisdom Macau.
Now let's say it, Neko. That's that's for you. That's for you. Meaning say me do diagram, I'll not get into trouble, so I can have
This my won't worry me.
Yes.
Lawyer wisdom Macau time also what 10 minutes or next program be a person call, but you better as a pass when you every Fridays be a minute or higher start at 5:30. Lawyer, you just say be a time you bet me shift from 6. I mean, say be a 6 be one of we be a certain of we do fear and answer be sir.
Yeah, I think
I'm thinking say you bet me from 6 to 7 and answer 7:30 around this time now.
that's fine.
Now can shift from 5:30. What do you think?
Yes, let's shift from 5:30 to 6, 6 to 7, 7:15, 7:30, maximum not to say. That's
So you starting every Friday 6 and
yes, please.
okay, so you confirm from Nyami Adoma from next week, you about 6. You year for 5:30, yeah, about 6.
Thank
6
you.
to I'm saying 1 hour no somehow because of questions in it. Anything in 1 hour 30 because of what the questions about say all the topic in the banner be count topic in we are. And go for so the random questions. But be honest, bebrebe gu mu yɛ so
Yes.
problem. Nti na yeah the minutes be account. So lawyer wisdom account the numbers the good screen you know, so Wiseman solicitors. Obetimi the address no London obetimi the address na to her. Na obi opese about office and on person mo contact mo no. On numbers the good screens you know so no mobile number and office line. Nti lawyer obetimi the address na to Ghana. Meda senyame adoma next week e be san kasa.
Yeah, I'll say they'll be able to say to you now from all over the place. Thank you, Cambodia, from China, from everywhere. A big friend from Qatar, Dubai, everywhere. South Africa. Thank you all. USA, everywhere. Thank you. I'm grateful. Well, to say Americano, we are here to educate, and I always keep saying, sir. Sir Utie Yang na sir your application now. Go ahead and just do it. No problems at all. So Utie Yang na sir a lawyer upeso ne kasa ebisano about what to do and the lawyer ne betumi yamawa. Go ahead and let the lawyer do it for you. Upeso yamawa. Just have the patience with us. We will do it for you. We will help you as much as we can. But sometimes we get pretty tight with work here and there. Until pray once, twice, now just keep calling. You will get us. We will certainly be here to help you out. And of course, whatever it is, you don't have to. You don't have to be boxed to us. You can always get options, and of course, your lawyers can help you. There is nowhere we have other Ghanaian lawyers all over the place who are very, very helpful, very good. So you can use them, you can use us. It's purely up to the individual. So we are here to give information to benefit us. DJ, yeah, DJ can all the time say, so we see videos no from time I started consistently. Never be you can do it. You just can do it without any difficulties. So please, we are here to give the information to help to educate. So as much as you can, I come and we do this free of charge to the public, and it is just to educate us all. So thank you very much. Wise Man Solicitors, number 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, your Dalston Junction, London E8 3DL. Yeah, close to the Dawson Market, very close to the Dawson Market. So buses need the every bus 149, 242, bus 76, bus 67, bus is it 243, so all over the place. Overground train, underground train, overground Dawson Junction, overground Croydon, West Croydon, and Highbury and Islington, overground from Richmond to Stratford. We are very well connected. And the numbers no na ɛwɔ screen no so no ɛyɛ 0208 0165 384 and any office number no 0208 0165 384 and the mobile number is 079 31 411 042 07931 411 042. DJ, the email there is not correct. There is an at, the at is missing. It's office admin at Wiseman Solicitor. The at sign or symbol is missing into. But you wait me the share how amamia.
Okay.
DJ, thank you so much. I'm grateful. Nyame Aduma, a week today. Give a sign. Thank you.
Okay, lawyer wisdom akawo then as I say na ujamre or the program we bring every Fridays be but I see it started from 6 to 7:30. Now I am turning here English and tree and now tree. Nyame ado next week the be no SVTV International and also a YouTube channel SVTV International. Just go YouTube nabo SVTV International and a SVTV Africa. Follow your YouTube channel also tune in subscribe sana be ya miss na press adoma no so sana be ya miss nti nyame adoma next week me ne beba SVTV International eno brofo ne ka no ho nti na waka twe bi o mo nti twi no the other Africans ne ade no e be brofo nyame adoma next week nti follow yen SVTV International ko English interviews ne ho mo follow SVTV Africa dem no videos no and na many mo kasa videos aba bebre nti follow yen YouTube SVTV Africa make sure so we see a video so tap subscribe na do man so on me say so na follow so SVTV International open ba me sure so a platform so open udi mo bi open so share the story the experience the oye the wa fame the experience in life yensi obi akwan me number so call a YouTube channel ho no answer obe peke a send me WhatsApp message and as a voice note and Fred go Fred their beg go call tire +2332447909002 and I say +2332406778898. Two numbers we SVTV Africa, SVTV International, SVTV Africa Foundation. Let's help together. I mean, I want to say, Mama joining and live winning. I mean, I want to say, Augustine, me that say, Emmanuel prepare me that say, Emmanuel Nyako me that say, Stella Botri me that say, Ima Somia Kwao me that say, George Wampo me that say, Sule. Badu Babuga Sule Babuga me that say Tomo Fosu me that say Stephen Blay. Thank you so much. Kevin Boache me that say Prestige Nana Akwesi me that say Leroy Emisa me that say Nana Ma me that say Francis Mensah. Thank you so much. Jonas Pike. Thank you so much. Is it Jonko Michiko? Jonko Michiko, Prophet Kwesi Adai, me that say, Kobe the General, thank you so much for joining us today. Nana Aqua, me that say, Pablo Escobar, thank you so much. Eugene Amponsa, me that say, Mom, joining you live and then a big shout out to Munina. Follow on YouTube, SVTV Africa, SVTV International. Just what type of SVTV, I remember, two channels, I remember, SVTV Africa, SVTV International. So, videos up out. Who follow you, and send a minute lawyer kind, who follow you, pan also a video, sir. Charlie, you go know everything about traveling. Even Ghana say you go know everything because you know be a kasa random Ghana, Ghana, Quintum. Obi antimi sisi usa. Lucy Boa Mameda say Godfred Apreku, thank you so much for joining us. Ishmael, thank you so much. Nana Kofi me da say, mo mo share nyina no me da say nyamisha mo follow SBTV. Our new video say there to me and videos in the door so power follow ya obesua nyama be from Nkrofo stories ne the oma femu ne the oma sua ne the oma hu ni ade. Nti join here. Oh, be open share the story. How they catch me and answer over sending me WhatsApp. Okay, na many nipa naba no long thing. Ellie the blogger, thank you so much for joining. Francis F, thank you so much. DJ Nyame, well done, DJ Nyame and lawyer. Keep up. Okay, keep up the good work. Okay, that's it. Mom be joining ya damase. Madam say, see you next SBTV Africa new video. We are drop another video into uni YouTube channel there. When me see join here or YouTube SBTV Africa. Obo search now be tap subscribe and so I don't man wanna me so say I be videos but be notification. Madam say, Charlie, big ups. All the best, guys. Yebekasa H2.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.